Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit, born on 24th May 1686 in Gdansk in Poland. He died on 16 September 1736 in The Hague in Netherlands. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit said, when a mercury thermometer was made, perhaps imperfect in many ways, the result answered to my prayers, and with great pleasure of mind, I observed the truth that water boils at a fixed degree of heat. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit is best known for inventing the alcohol thermometer in 1709 and mercury thermometer in 1714, and for developing the Fahrenheit temperature scale. This scale is still commonly used in the United States of America. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit said, when a mercury thermometer was made, perhaps imperfect in many ways, the result answered to my prayers, and with great pleasure of mine, I observed the truth. Yes. Why I am bringing so many scientists and so many writers and film actors and directors and philosophers and politicians, just to connect it to one thing. Forms are many, but God is one. Paths are many, but truth is one. Love thy neighbor as thyself, not that neighbor next door. This neighbor, your right and the left, the right leg and the right and the mind. This neighbor, which is all inside you. Everything is one. It is made one. That you must understand. If you know yourself and try to know yourself, for that is my struggle. Trying to just tell that everything is available in you. You have to dig it up. To dig it, yes, to dig it up, and you can see the whole world. Yes, when we forgot that one, people try to overtake us. People try to make us a slave, and you already allowed them to make you a slave. Forget about that. Nobody can make you a slave. Even now you can go back to understand you. Just understand it. Don't get frightened. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit said, when a mercury thermometer was made, anything can be made. Yes, anything can be. Perhaps imperfect in many ways. When anything is made, it is imperfect in many ways. When a child is born, imperfect in many ways. It is for us to guide it. It is for us to guide it. Imperfect in many ways for our mind, and the eyes and the nose and the ears and the hands. Imperfect in many. But it is for us, the way we do your exercises and the work outside, in and the yang. When you work outside, you have to come back and make sure that you have to do your stretching. Stretching is very, very important. The warming up exercise. That's why we brought in the yoga shastra into that. The yoga helps you, the Raja Yoga helps you, pranayama helps you to cleanse the internal and to make sure the mind tickles, the cells in the mind starts tickling. When it tickles, it also gets this exercise, not externally but internally also. That is very, very important. When a mercury thermometer was made, perhaps imperfect in many ways. Yes, anything what is made, sometimes perfect, imperfect. It is imperfect in many ways. Yes. And it is for us to chip it up and make it proper. Chip it up. For you, it will become imperfect if you do not do your exercise. When they say the man, if you have got the muscle, that one cell extra muscle makes him feel like a man. When the muscle is lost, he is lost. Same the brain. Cells in the brain will not start working. That's why they have to practice mathematics. Every day you have to practice. You have to make sure you have to read. You have to practice mathematics. You have to calculate. The calculation comes when you are in love with nature. When you are in love with your wife and your husband. When you are in love with your family and the joint family, and you can calculate how many people are there. That calculation, how many people, how much I needed, and the family tree, that makes you healthy. That's what Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit said. When the mercury thermometer was made, perhaps imperfect in many ways. The result answered to my prayers, the result answered to my, even whichever person it is, whether it's a philosopher, whether it is a politician, whether it is an atheist, whether it is a scientist, it is a filmmaker, whoever climbs the ladder, whoever started becoming a film actor, whoever becomes a film director, and when the lights falls onto him and the publicity falls on him, then he decides the mountains are no more mountains, rivers are no more rivers, and valleys are no more valleys. All the gurus are color, all the Swamitis are color. God doesn't exist. I am God. When you say, then they don't exist. When you become a God, then people see you as dog, God. When you call yourself God, people see you from that said DOG. And that was the coronavirus. That was the trouble in the society. They made you a nobody. They thought they are the new gods in the society. No. And once you realize, that's a Daniel, Gabriel, Fahrenheit, perhaps imperfect in many, the result answered to my prayers. And what is prayers? The deep intimate relationship with the wife, and the film directors and the film actors and the political leaders and the atheists, all those people, I don't care. These people are all rubbish. I am the only rubbish. But these people are rubbish. Who? The gurus are rubbish. The gods are rubbish. The philosophy is rubbish. The Sanskriti rubbish means you are ill. You have to be treated, not respected. You have to be dragged into the treatment center, because we know if you say that one and you carry the people and make the people a nobody, you are not in deep intimate relationship with your wife, with your husband, with your house. You do not know what is love. You think love is, it's available, that people are available for anything and everything. You can have sex, you can have money, you can have anything. You are a nobody, jack of all trades, master of none. That is connecting me. It's the prayers is your observation. The result answered to my prayers. Even a scientist, the result answered to my prayers. A prayer is what is a prayer? An unknown feeling which is connecting to the nature. Unknown feeling which is connected to a nature which is called God. Or the prayer which it feels the family tree surrounding the people, the joint family. All you love with a lot of respect. And that respect comes as Guru. That respect comes as God. Yes. When a wife can become a wife, Dharma Patni, she can also become a guru. They did not make any differences. In our Hindu society, they didn't make any differences even. Man also is a husband. He's also a guru. His father seva you can do. If husband's father seva can do, wife father seva also can. Both. If only when the wife does the father seva to the husband, she's in deep intimate relationship with the husband, then he becomes the guru, and then he returns it back with the same love and with the same father seva, and he considers she as her guru. Then in the young positive creates electricity. When that is one-way traffic, then all the troubles came. Man decided that he is something great, and he started taking things for granted, and the society broke into pieces. When society broke into pieces, who came in between? Coronavirus came in between. Diseases came in between. Hunger, poverty, tensions, everything came in between. The result answered to my prayers, and with great pleasure of mind, the orgasmic pleasure of what you founded, what you created. Yes, what you made it imperfect, you're trying to make it perfect for the people to understand. Oh, I observed the truth. Yes. He said, I observed the truth means the truth came to me. I could see the truth. I could see the feeling. Feel, smell, taste, touch and see. I could understand the truth. And in that truth, I felt my wife is a God. The lady found that her husband is a God, and together they found, and that's another third person in between. The Guru is a God, and the trees and the plants and the animals and the pets and the children are all gods. Yes. If there's no God, love it, but the love is God. They're flowing, highest temperature, yes, the degree. The Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit was a physicist, inventor and scientific instrument maker. one of the notable figures in the golden age of Dutch science and technology. As a pioneer of exact thermometer, he helped lay the foundation for the era of precision thermometer by inventing the mercury in glass thermometer, first widely used practical accurate thermometer and Fahrenheit scale, first standardized temperature scale to be widely used. And a great pleasure, I observed the truth that water boils at a fixed degree of heat. Boiling, flowing water is fresh water. When you boil your wife, when you boil your husband, when you boil your children, when you boil your pets and the things around you, and in that boiling you find the flowing water, and in that flowing water you see the joint family, and in the joint family you stabilize the family tree at a fixed degree of heat. That water boils at a fixed degree of heat. You can understand everything. Too much Amrita becomes poison, it has to be stabilized. Let not you become a loose motion on your talks and your behavior. When that happens, you are in deep intimate relationship with your nature, with your land, with your family. And then whatever you see is God. Whatever you see is love. Yes. Say power. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Absolute love corrupts. The hate, absolutely. The hate is destroyed. Not that is destruction. This is creation. That is destruction. Absolute power corrupts. Absolute. Absolute power. Love destroys the hate. It melts it, and you cannot see the hate. It doesn't exist. And if at all it exists, the darkness, you embrace the darkness. When you are in the hot, you be the hot. When you are cold, you be the cold. That is what Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit said when a mercury thermometer was made, perhaps imperfect in many ways. The result answered to my prayers, and with great pleasure of mind I observed the truth that water boils at a fixed degree of heat. This is my 181st short love to you. Short discuss.